Hello guys, welcome back to another new cloud video and Merry Christmas. Today I'd like to talk about why I think that you guys should play NeuroCloud. Now, I know that this game has been out for around a month now, but I do think that this game isn't on a lot of people's radar. So I hope that this video can actually convince more people to try this game out. So, with that, back to the trailer. Before we get right into it, I've heard that some people call NeuroCloud as a side game, and I kind of do agree, but it really depends on who is playing the game and what they actually define as a side game. As it actually just really boils down to how much time and investment you are willing to put into a game. Now, I've personally played quite a number of gacha games, things like Genshin, Honkai, Arknights, Azur Lane, Nikkei, I think, and maybe a couple more, but I don't really remember. So you can imagine making a good gacha game is like baking a cake. What I'm about to share is basically what I think that is a good recipe for a cake. And how well all those ingredients come together depends on execution and skill from the developer and publisher. When executed well, like what I think NeuroCloud did, you basically end up like this. And when you don't execute it well, some of the shittier gachas out there, you basically look like this. Or if they are truly evil, they might actually look like this. Now, by no means do I think that NeuroCloud is a perfect game. It does have its flaws, but there are so many things that it does do very well, and I'll get right into it. Which brings us to ingredient one, which is the amount of time that you actually spend in this game. Now, for NeuroCloud, the dailies that you actually need to do on this game is actually pretty straightforward and short. All I basically do every day is log in, go to the factory and Oasis, claim my free resources, do some shopping, some fragment searching, and whatever this thing is called again, your daily resource time 2 bonus, you don't need to go too far with this. Then if there's actually an event going on, you can farm the event stages. With all things said and done, at the end of your dailies, you basically can collect the rewards and it will refund you 100 stamina. You can then use that 100 stamina to put it back into things like your algorithm, your event stages, or even more progression. It really depends on what you want to do or what you need at the moment. Now, aside from the new events or any story stages, this will typically take you around 10 to 15 minutes. And if you really like the game a lot and you don't know what to do, you can just progress things like the endless exploration, or you could just admire your waifus or husbandos in this game. Now, moving on to the second ingredient is the generous gacha that I think that NeuroCloud actually has. Now, aside from the abundance free resources that they give you at the start of the game, NeuroCloud actually has a 180 summons heart PT system, or you can actually call it the Spark, which is comparable to the 180 of Genshin. But unlike Genshin, every 60 pull guarantees you a 3 star. Now, I won't dwell too much on the gacha system because I think that having a fair gacha system on its own right is already pretty good. And I think it's comparable to games like Azur Lane where the rates of the ships itself is pretty good. And they mainly get their revenue by selling skins. Or at least I assume they do. Yeah, skins. And we'll leave it at that. Moving on, speaking of skins, the third ingredient for NeuroCloud, or actually in the cake that we are building, that I think is important, is that it has a pretty good aesthetic. And I actually like a lot of the art in this game. It actually reminds me of another game that I really like, which is Art Knights. So, yeah, I mean, do I even need to say more? Now, we're on the last ingredient, which is that the gacha game really needs to have engaging and interesting gameplay. which I think NeuroCloud achieves pretty well with its unique roguelike system integrated into its gameplay. And if playing manually is not really your cup of tea, NeuroCloud's auto deployment AI is actually pretty good and will carry you through much of the stages. With that, we've come to the end to our gacha cake making session. Now, earlier on, I did say there are some issues with NeuroCloud, but I don't think it's anything major. So you can just basically imagine it like not adding enough sugar or basically something you screw up while making the cake. You can always like add it back later. Oh wait, no, you cannot add it up. But I mean, you get what I mean. So one of the key issues that people are saying is that it does not have the exception protocol, which is a game mode for free-to-play players to actually gain the premium currency. It's something like the Spiral Abyss of Genshin. Now, I don't know when they're going to add it or why they did not include it during the Global's launch, but hopefully they do add it soon, and after that, it should be fine. All in all, I still think that NeuroCloud is an amazing game, despite some of its small hiccups. And I think now is a pretty good time to get into the game because the next character banner will feature a pretty broken warrior. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.